I'd like to welcome you all. Thank you for coming to this event, and also thank you to those who are watching online. Oh, I'm sorry. What I was told to do, I didn't do. I failed already, and I haven't even started. Is that good? Okay. I'd like to welcome you, and to also welcome the people watching online on the internet. This is an interactive event, and we encourage people viewing this online to participate via the online chat room and to pose questions, as well as people within the audience. This event was organized by myself, Lenny Wild, and Mark Galloway, Lenny Wild from ODI and Mark Galloway from International Broadcast Trust. My name is Helen Yanacopulos, and I'm an academic at the Open University. I teach international politics and development. And I've also been working as an academic consultant with the OU-BBC partnership for the last 8 years. And I was actually the academic consultant on Why Poverty, which is what my role is here, but also my own personal interest, academic interest, involves public engagement and media and development. Just some housekeeping before we start. This meeting is on the record, so no Chatham House rules here. If the fire alarm goes off, can you please make your way out through the doors by ODI's reception and obviously leave the building. Turn off mobile phones now, please. That would be great because this is being recorded. There are publications about the event in the reception area, just where you first come in. If you're asking any questions, could you please, like ourselves, speak into the mic, which will go around, and this is also so the online audience can hear you. They won't be able to hear you if you don't speak into the mic, and also please state who you are and what your affiliation is. So I'd like to introduce the panel before we start. To my right is Nick Fraser. Nick is one of 3 executive producers for the Why Poverty series, along with Mette Hoffman-Meyer from the Danish Broadcast Corporation and Don Edkins from South Africa's Steps International. Nick is the commissioning editor of the BBC's long-standing and successful series of international documentaries called Storyville. He has commissioned and produced hundreds of documentaries which have won countless awards, including an Oscar, Emmy, Sundance Prizes, Peabody Awards, to name but a few. To my left is Mark Galloway. Mark is former commissioning editor for education and features at Channel 4. He's an award-winning documentary producer and director, and he's been the director for the International Broadcast Trust since 2001, and has been responsible for building up the IBT's research on the role that television plays in engaging publics in international development. To my closer left is, and just off a plane, I may say, very admirable, is Lenny Wild. Lenny's a research fellow in politics and governance, in the politics and governance program at the ODI. She's co-author of an ODI IPPR study into public attitudes to aid and development in the UK, and regularly comments on the climate of public opinion and engagement. And a report that she wrote is out front, and I would highly recommend if people are interested in this topic, they would find that report very interesting as well. To my further right is Simon Burrell. Simon is the director of Involve. He has long and extensive experience in the fields of democratic reform, governance, public participation, stakeholder engagement, and accountability and transparency. In addition to his role with Involve, Simon is also chair of the Democratic Audit, an ambassador for WWF UK, and head of dialogue at the ScienceWise Expert Resource Centre. Before moving to Involve, Simon was a research fellow at ODI. And if you notice, we did advertise previously that Adam Askew was going to be speaking, and he had a family medical issue, so he sends his apologies. So, to get to the meat of this, the format is going to be a little different than the typical seminar format. It's going to be much more interactive. We thought this would make a much more interesting discussion. I'll be presenting some information on why poverty. Then Nick will speak about the series, and then I'll take comments from our panelists and the audience, and then I'll be calling in the panelists throughout the course of the seminar. So it will be kind of back and forth, and that's completely intentional, and I think will make a much more interesting discussion. So just a very brief potted history of Why Poverty. Can I just do a poll to see how many people actually watched Why Poverty? Okay, I mean, you're not going to be berated if you haven't. Just to kind of, you know, this is the demographic, really, that would watch Why Poverty. The history of, and Nick will say more about this, but the history of the series, it took 4 years to make. It was a very complicated international partnership, like I've never seen before. It was made by broadcasters, but involved other stakeholders, including my organization, the Open University, which has a long-standing relationship with the BBC. The focus of the series was on poverty and inequality, and one of the things to remember was this was not a campaign, so this was actually made by broadcasters. So if we could watch the video, it's the trailer for the series, just to give you a little flavor.